Hey everybody, so we're playing Call of Cthulhu. Should be wrapping up Lark in a Cage tonight, or my version of it. And Joseph Kelly is going to be doing the recap in character.
Well, it was interesting. We developed this elaborate plan to kidnap the father. I had a note done up that's supposed to lure him to his wife out of the country after he came home, kind of soused. But then we had a couple people outside of and we had silver weapons and we had the whole deal uh, going. But we had a couple people outside in case he didn't take the bait to force him into the cab. But they, but he spotted them immediately. So he invited us into the house and we talked for a few minutes. Then he finally decided to break down and take us into his confidence. Uh, and it turns out this Dr. Cartwright, I believe his name is, has been giving the father this elixir to supposedly keep his child's ghoul portion in check. We think it's doing the exact opposite because he's related to the weird goings on in the morgue, which where they have a behind the morgue they have uh, you open up a secret compartment and there's a slide down to a room with a ghoul that they slide bodies down to. That time the ghoul is chained up. We talked to the ghoul from the safety of the up there, and he also confirmed that it was the doctor was involved on this while begging for more food. So we think he's probably legit. And anyway, we've got two confirmations. So I think the thing we now need to do is we need to try this plan
Bash his head
again
in with it.
with a little, hopefully with a little better prepared this time, because it's going to be a lot harder to kidnap the doctor in broad, because it's going to be broad daylight probably. So we'll either going to have to try to figure out some way of getting him at night, or anyway, we're going to have to be more clever than what we were this last time. But he's definitely the person we need to talk to.
Bash his head in with a boulder.
Hmm. Uh,
I am muted. I am muted. Um, the so the father, um, Peter Sargent, he just kind of breaks down and starts telling you all these things that he knows about Dr. Cartwright and how he's been experimenting on ghouls and that he originally kind of approached him in confidence and he had some inside information about all of these um, building projects that were related to his family's construction firm and how there is like miles and miles, like something like 20,000 miles of tunnels underneath London, and some of it goes back to ancient Rome, that there are structures down there. There are um, ghouls living down there. And he kind of tells you in confidence that there are a lot less than there used to be, and tells you that basically there was a group of people that was feeding them, just giving them corpses. And Dr. Cartwright is one of the people that kind of put a stop to that. And he's been experimenting on the ghouls. And but he's breaking down and he's kind of, he's drinking like out of the bottle. He at first he was pouring you glasses, and then when you stopped drinking, they're like poured them in a plant or whatever, then he just kept drinking. Uh,
Oh yeah, I'm going to keep up with him with the drinking because my character is an expert.
Um,
Yeah,
we'll try.
we are going to drink under the table.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Before he does, I'm going to try to get him stay sober long enough to. We got the maps from the sewer systems and for the plans for um, the buildings and stuff like that, and
Yeah.
for
And
the
then
tunnel and
this
stuff.
giant,
And try basically to have him try to match up where Gould tunnels would intersect with one or both of those things. So as many spots as
yeah.
he can
And
remember.
so the main hunting grounds, he kind of points out that the ghouls, like their main hunting grounds were St. Matthias's church. That there was that's like where you were there, you saw that was the morgue where they
Mhm.
had sort of built something like a chute that went down to they were sending bodies down there, and then but there was ghouls that were chained up down there. Um, but that was their previous like main hunting grounds, and he kind of tells you that there's catacombs and just the if you bring up Mordigian, he might tell you something like tell you about some of their rituals and things like that.
Okay. Yeah.
But he says there's something that you should see. Um, there's something that I came across. It could be important.
Okay. All right.
It's in the tunnels.
How far down do we have to go?
So how much do we trust this guy?
It's it's not far. It's well, I mean, there are miles and miles of tunnels, but we could go straight to Blackwall to the tunnel. But I think that there could be something that is under the actual Hudson River. Um,
That would be called mud.
no, a tunnel, another, well, more tunnels.
What are we supposed to be seeing there? Do we have an idea what to expect?
I I don't I don't know exactly. It's it's in my it would have be I don't know who built it, but there's a uh an elaborate system of airlocks, traps. Somebody who's been trapping ghouls down there, and I just assume that Cartwright has something to do with it. There's sluice gates that go up and down to control the flow, which is not that's not unusual, but the fact that there are airlocks down there where they shouldn't be. Um, and traps where I've personally I've found ghouls trapped there. And it's whoever set these traps knew where they would be forced to go out and hunt, look for bodies if they were cut off from St. Matthias's church and set traps.
All right. Can you map these out approximately on the map here first?
Yeah. So he starts to kind of like
Mm.
draw some locations. And he also mentions like the a couple of rivers, like he mentions Black Ditch and River Fleet, and those are both subterranean rivers where it's like basically the river has just been lost over time, and turned into part of the sewer system. Um, and kind of like maps out, where these underground rivers go. Um, so like you've heard of Shoreditch, you've heard of Blackwall. So there is Black Ditch, and then there is River Fleet is also another underground river.
Okay.
But it's
Yeah.
like the London has been inhabited for thousands of years, and
Yeah.
there's just all these tunnels crisscrossing.
Okay. Folks, I have a question. Do we know anybody well enough to um, get a telegraph or a message delivered saying that if they don't hear back from us by so and so in time to call in the cavalry or something?
Yeah, so say that you're like really close. I don't know. I mean, I guess I would say like do a luck roll to see if this guy has a telephone. But you're very close to Night and Oak, like your detective agency. You're not far. Like Isle
Mhm.
of Dogs is just like one neighborhood over. So you could leave like a note or something, or talk to
Mhm.
somebody at the agency and just say, this is where we're going.
I
If
can
you
do a
don't,
luck roll considering I'm the family's doctor. Like I imagine I've been in this house many, many times, or is that not
Mhm.
yeah, it's just like not everybody
Okay,
has a
yeah,
telephone.
yeah,
Um,
50, yeah, 50, 59. So if I go to call, I should be able to call them, yes.
yeah, but I mean, otherwise you could just go, like you
Mhm.
have um, your horse and cart, like you could
Yeah, we
just
can do
go
that.
to the detective agency and talk to somebody and
Mhm.
be like, hey, if we don't come back, send the cavalry.
Mhm. Okay. Uh,
Um,
do we want to go with this time of night, or do we want to wait in the morning, or what would be the better time to do this? Maybe it'll be dark underground, but still.
yeah, and then he's just kind of getting like the spot. He's like, it won't matter down there. Night and day don't matter. Um,
But how quickly we can get help might. So I don't know.
um, yeah, okay. Why don't you give me a luck roll, I think. Who, if, because like I don't want to make you do a group luck roll. Because like I know that some of you have really shitty luck.
Okay.
Uh, let's see. Yeah, all right, Leslie, how about you? Just you
Okay.
give me a luck roll.
Oh, I've got a 30, so I'm fine.
Huh?
I got a 30, so I'm fine. That's
Okay, yeah.
actually
So he has a phone.
that's actually a hard. So
So well, just to see if he has a phone, if you can call somebody up at the agency and leave a message, or like, get in touch
yeah,
with
okay.
somebody like from Night and Oak, or one of the
Yeah. Yeah.
these
Well,
people who
okay. So
have your
we'll
back.
yeah, okay. So we'll have them call and some messages to be on standby then. Okay. So I guess we can go now. Um,
And you
I
do
can
have
point out,
like you have friends who are police, there are people in the detective or in the agency who are detectives
mhm,
who, like you do have connections with the police force, basically.
okay. Uh, so take a look at that map, find the shortest way out. Is a oh, how far in do we have to go to be able to see this?
It's so when he starts marking locations, it's kind of deep. You're going deep like into the like you can enter through the Blackwall tunnel through this public works project, but you're be going deep underground.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna say, all right.
Yeah.
Well, we'll follow you, but remember that uh, if this is a trap, you'll never see your wife or your child again. I promise.
And yeah, and he kind of just like nods and agrees with you. Um But so I will tell you that if you don't go with him, you'll never find it because the tunnels are just a rat's nest. It's
Yeah,
like,
no, no, I'm certainly
yeah.
not going to try to find
Um,
out on my own. Especially since he said there are traps laid. So
yeah, even with all these locations marked on your map, it would just be,
yeah,
you
no,
know,
no. Mhm.
yeah. Um,
So
and I think maybe you've done some research on ghouls and you would know that they have really like not just night vision, like they can um they like can do like kind of echolocation, like they can
mhm.
click and like hear the like where they are in complete darkness. And
Okay,
he
I will be
has
right
the
back. One of my dogs is going nuts. I gotta go check on him.
Okay, all right.
okay.
It's probably me. Okay. Um, which one is the strongest or biggest? I'm um, pretty strong, average size, but pretty strong. I think one of us has to keep a hold of the doctor at all times.
I think the doctor is the biggest.
Uh, well,
I mean, I'm gonna
Dr.
get hold of yeah.
Pierce is very, very good at blocking the view, but it's very not strong. um, you can say that he 3 times out of 10 he's strong under pressure, compared to his almost 7 out of 10 times size.
Yeah, he's a good
So
size. He's not necessarily strong.
so why don't we sandwich him in? You in front, uh, and with then the father, and then myself behind him, holding onto a belt or something like that. And that way he can't dash forward and leave us behind, and he can't try to turn around and run away that way because I'll have a hold of him the other direction.
Yeah, no, that sounds fine.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
imagine so I imagine that but can I do or I will remember I know this Dr. Cartwright because we are colleagues in some way. How
no, not necessarily. He
okay,
he like
okay.
he works at the hospital, and then you have your own private practice. So
Okay,
maybe
private practice, okay.
maybe you know each other, maybe just in passing, or maybe you've heard of him or something,
Mm-hmm.
but not necessarily colleagues.
Okay, okay. So I wouldn't know like his big of stature, thin, muscular, fit, unfit. I wouldn't know stuff like that. Okay. Mm.
Um, you could do, I don't know. It's not really medicine, but it is like it's related to your
Uh,
doctor, like just
would would
like, doctor.
would it be fair a history check?
Sure, sure.
Let's see. Let me fail this check, please. That's an 84. I don't know this man at all.
Yeah, you've not heard of him.
Why do you want to
Um,
fail the check?
oh, you just saw it coming. It's like
Yeah.
just got to get those bad rolls. You trust me, you want to get them out now while you're above
Yeah.
ground.
Right. Yes, I
Yeah.
agree. Unfortunately, I'm not doing that. So the
Yeah,
yeah,
I believe it makes sense because after all of this alcohol, yeah, my mind is
no,
fuzzy.
yeah,
So you did say that you were getting like kind of arm for bear, right? Like you had grabbed brass
yeah,
knuckles that had silver, you know, folded into them. You had your cane swords, you had shotguns,
mhm,
handguns that had silver bullets, and that you kind of packed those up into the taxi,
yeah,
I think,
yes,
right? And I think that
Yeah.
I made you do a luck roll, and then you ended up with two handguns with silver bullets that had six.
Okay, I'm back.
Mhm.
So both handguns have six silver bullets loaded into them, and then that's the sum total of your silver bullets.
Okay. Now, which one of us
Um,
just had the
Somebody's getting
regular
revenge
shotguns?
for my werewolf game.
um, but you know that ghouls that they just that they're notorious for taking things like projectiles and just keeping coming at investigators like yourselves if they aren't silvered.
Yeah,
Not that they're impervious to
but
bullets.
a shotgun at close enough range is going to make them pause.
Oh yeah, yeah, it'll slow them down a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So which one of us had the shotguns? I forget. Who had the pistols and who had the shotguns?
Well, so you have them, but you have them all
Oh, wait,
between.
they're all, yeah, okay. So we just need to
Just say
decide
that
how
they're
to
loaded
distribute
into
it.
the.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're in
yeah.
the taxi.
And we'll
Um,
decide how to distribute them. Yeah, okay.
yeah, I don't know who has a shotgun skill versus.
Well,
Um,
I don't have much of any, but if you stand in front and I point into the tunnel, I'm assuming that you stand a good.
does anybody does anybody have any firearms?
I have a pistol skill.
Okay.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah, base
I don't
here.
I don't have either, but like I said, I figure if we're in a tunnel and I make sure that
Excuse me, I have rifle slash shotgun.
okay, well
35%.
you get it then. Okay.
you get a shotgun.
Yeah.
Um, I was just gonna say if
And you
anybody
get a
has good
shotgun and
handgun
you get a
skill.
shotgun and
Yeah,
everybody gets
if anybody
shotguns.
has good handgun skill, you might want to take one of the handguns.
I have no handgun skill.
My handgun skill is grand total of 20.
Right. Or shotgun
Oh,
for that
and
or firearms either. Yeah.
sorry, one more thing that I forgot to mention, that Peter would
Mhm.
have told you was that the vials, like the tinctures, the little vials, there he is.
There we go.
Um,
Hey, hi, I'm
Almost.
sorry. I thought we were on the other one today. The other game today. I didn't realize we were on this
Oh,
one. I was
chill.
wondering where everybody was.
oh, it's
Happens, no
no
biggie.
problem.
Welcome, Mike.
Hello.
Hey, everybody, come here.
Um,
I'm sorry. Welcome, Mike's character name. I apologize. I forgot the name.
it's Jude, right? Like,
Dude, yeah, I'm trying to find my feet.
Yeah.
Shit.
Mm,
Mike, does Jude have any firearm skill?
I let me find my feet and I will tell you.
Okay,
It is on
so
my
one thing,
desktop. I'm an idiot.
one thing that I forgot to mention was that uh Peter would have told you that the tinctures, like the little vials of
Hmm.
stuff that he was giving his baby,
mhm.
that those were being delivered through the tunnels, like the little secret compartment that you found in his little home office, like his architecture studio thing
Hmm.
that went down
Hmm.
into the catacombs.
Hmm.
Those like the jars full of pickled fingers, and the tinctures and all that stuff was being delivered to him.
So we know where to look
I
for Eye of Newt.
There it is. Good.
I'm assuming by Cartwright then, Cartwright having them delivered, or
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, as to firearms, I have a 45 and rifle shotgun.
I
Oh,
have
okay,
one mine.
perfect.
you get the other one then. Okay, yeah.
Okay, but nobody has any handgun skill. Okay, that's fine.
I do
Um,
not.
I have it
so
at
yeah, I
20.
just because I remember I made you guys do
Hmm.
a luck roll, and then you have two handguns loaded with silver bullets that have six bullets each. So up to you to decide. But I mean, like you have your brass knuckles, you have your cane swords, you have like you do have silvered weapons
Hmm.
between you.
Well,
which are effective against ghouls.
yeah, I'd say if
Mr.
if
GM
we're in a
person.
point blank situation, that's going to cut down on our not having much in the way of skill. But
Yeah.
Mr. GM person. How
Yes.
difficult would it be to pry one of the silver slugs out of one of the normal rounds and put it into the cartridge of a shotgun so that I can fire it off like a slug?
Um, I think that would be like maybe mechanical. I don't know. That's a good question
I've
because
got
it's not.
I've got mechanical repair,
Yeah, maybe
an
mechanical
okay
repair.
level.
I
It'd
have it
be
Yeah,
at
I mean,
tough. It
10,
would.
so anybody who's better than me, please.
Yeah,
yeah,
I would just tell you
I'd
that
say
it would be hard to just do it on the fly, like in somebody's kitchen. You know, it'd be like, we're gonna grab your, start dumping out silverware and we're gonna make some silver shotgun. Like, I'm not saying it's impossible, but it's gonna be hard.
no. I think what he was saying was
Hmm.
take the uh now on the silver bullets for the pistols.
Yeah.
Are they silver
But
coated? Or are
but
they actual silver bullets?
but there it's like it's an actual yeah, it's a like a silver jacket on a on a round. And then like the
Okay.
ones in the pistol are like 9 millimeter kind of. And then a shotgun shell is like a decent size. It's like, you know, like an inch across. So it'd
Basically,
be
I want
tough
to
too.
pull the head of the silver bullet off and shove it into the shotgun cartridge so that when it fires,
Yeah,
the slug goes out because shotgun slugs hit real freaking hard.
yeah, but also handguns are rifled. Shotguns are not necessarily. Like
Right. Well,
you
we
have like
don't.
a smoothbore double barrel shotgun.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. But like I said, we're going to be in tunnels. It doesn't have to go that far.
yeah. So I'm not saying it's impossible,
Mhm.
but like just say that you guys wanted to sort of make some makeshift shotgun shells, but it's going to be tough. It's going to be very tough. Uh, so I would be looking for like probably mechanical repair
Okay.
or
Well, if we just have plain, yeah, plain. I mean, if we have plain silver, what's the melting point of silver? I forget.
it's not that it's not that high. It's like um because like silver, like silverware is
Mm-hmm.
steel that's had, you
Mm-hmm.
know, it's
The
like
silver
961.
coating. Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's like silver
961
itself is pretty
Celsius.
yeah, it's
Mm-hmm.
pretty malleable. Like you could do it on a stove, I think. But
Okay.
yeah, like
So
That's an
we could
impressive
also
stove that's reaching 900 degrees.
wait, what? So 450 Celsius. Oh my God. Never mind.
961 Celsius.
Okay, I was thinking 450
1763
Fahrenheit. Okay, never mind.
Fahrenheit.
well,
No,
we gotta get a foundry or
Well,
forge in
yeah,
our
it would be next to impossible.
okay.
So
well, if you
But
ever
we could
seen,
we could pry open the casing and then smash it down into roughly a yeah,
if you've ever seen,
pellet sort of thing.
Dark Wind, the show, it shows a couple characters silversmithing, and they're outside with a forge.
Mhm. Yeah, we're gonna need to get a
um
forge.
but so Leslie or yeah, Joseph makes a good point that having a shotgun at point blank range in a tunnel, that's a pretty effective street sweeper. Like that's
That's
Yeah,
what they were designed for.
yeah.
Exactly.
yeah.
Um
And then we could have on the we can save the silver for the pistols. If they get past the shotguns, we'll have the advantage of close. We'll have a advantage of point blank range, basically. Help
you
offset the
assume
fact
that you're gonna have to
that
shoot
none
your
of us are
way up.
terribly
Like
skilled.
they're cool. You haven't don't really have any reason to suspect that these ghouls will be violent.
I know,
Yeah,
but
Yeah, we could
I wanted
like
to
all.
say, sorry, I wanted to say
Mhm.
like Dr. Pierce right now is blasted, but so pardon my tactician tendencies, but we have Peter with us. He's a ghoul. He's on our side. In fact, the ghouls are on our side. We can tell them, listen, we want to kill your overlord, so we set you free.
Yeah.
I don't see them as a danger. I see the doctor as a danger mostly.
Yeah, this is
he's
just
a hybrid.
a what if sort of situation. I mean, we are way down in tunnels, in case things went south somehow and we had to fight our way out. But yes, I agree. We try talking first,
Yeah.
and using
we
him as
come
the
in
thing.
peace is our best option, especially when we're likely to be outnumbered.
Yeah. The other thing I wanted to think of, I was thinking, we have people on the police force, right?
Yes.
That are in
Yeah,
the
like
Royal
Knights of the Royal
Society.
Oak, you say that, like in your interaction with people, like you've seen detectives where basically like they go to the police, they start talking to the police, they do the secret handshake, and then like they give them more information or something, or they like say like, oh, why don't you have a look at this body, like this is strange. And then like many the people who initially started the agency, many of them were like detectives who were in the police force, so they have police connections.
Right. I'm thinking rather than us trying to force them into a cab, our better bet would be to have a detective make up just some sort of bullshit thing to bring him in. That he likely
Sneak
to
up
be
behind
just
him with a really large rock.
yeah.
Mm.
Well, yeah, but he's in his office and stuff like that. It's not going to be easy to do that with him as it was with the cabbie, assuming we hadn't passed our.
Yeah.
Assuming that
And
some people had been obvious as uh, completely obvious and sneaking up behind him, but
well, he had seen you try to sneak up on him before, and then he saw
yeah,
you do it again. He's like, I know that,
yeah,
hey.
yeah.
um
But I'm thinking is
so
like if they could just pull him in on some bogus thing that he would then say, no, okay, I'll come in and get this bullshit cleared up, and then we're
Yeah, he was
there to grill
speeding.
him. Yeah,
Yeah, he was going 5 miles an hour on a horse. Was speeding.
well, that would be the cabbie, but we'll figure out something. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a doctor.
so
Malpractice.
Mhm.
is that your, or so what, yeah. Um, so Peter he wants to lead you,
Mhm.
down to kind of show you, and he mentions kind of parlaying with the ghouls.
Yeah.
Um, like talking to them and just, like that they aren't completely unreasonable. Um, but he wants to show you this, show you like how the tunnels are laid out, and it's still going to be a maze, but once you've been down there once, it will be easier to find your way
Mhm.
around.
Okay.
Um, and then so I think you don't really know about Dr. Cartwright. Like you basically only all you know that is what you've heard about him from, um like the name came up because one of the ghouls was like, Cartwright, Dr. Cartwright, one of the ones that was
Mhm.
captured in the morgue.
Mhm. Right.
Um
Yes.
so like basically his name came up, you maybe did some research, and then you found like a news article that showed that he worked at this, that he worked at the hospital, and that he was like a philanthropist, and he had his name attached to some of these projects at
Mhm.
like St. Matthias at the church and stuff.
Mhm.
And that kind of tracks with like the makeshift prison that they built down there. Um,
Mhm.
Steve, can you see the pictures I sent you in Discord?
Yeah, but so okay, so you have like what do you call it?
Take a knife, pry off the top of the third bullet, dump the pellets from the second bullet, and just shove the third bullet in the way. Voila, slug.
Well, no, because I mean, well, the like a slug shell for a shotgun is not the same as a handgun bullet, is what I'm saying. So it's just I'm saying it's not impossible. It's just
Mhm.
it will be very hard
Mhm.
to make um a birdshot shotgun shell out of a handgun slug.
Well, you make a buckshot, not birdshot.
Well, yeah, buckshot, but
Yeah.
it would be hard. Um,
Mhm.
and you're in somebody's home. You
Yeah.
aren't like in a machine shop or something like that. Uh,
Does by any chance does any of us happen to know a blacksmith?
um,
Hmm.
well, I think this is why I made you guys do the luck roll to see how many
Mhm.
like silver bullets you had. But still, I mean, yeah, it's a good point. Like, just if
Mhm.
you're right there. So just because you've done a lot, you did a lot of research about the ghouls, right?
Mhm.
So
Yes.
they are not impervious to bullets. They are somewhat resistant to regular
Mhm.
bullets, but still, a shotgun
Um,
right up there, right in their face, is still going to do a lot of damage.
yeah.
Um,
Uh, a blacksmith, it seems to me the cabbie would know because having to get horses reshod.
Yeah, yeah. But of course, he
Yeah,
normally
definitely.
does lead, but
I'm
he
just
would have a
saying
forge,
the
yes.
two businesses would cross.
Mhm.
yeah.
But again, this is in the
Um,
middle of the night, so if we want to do that, we're going to have to wait till the morning,
yeah,
probably.
it's like 10 p.m. right now. Uh,
Yeah.
So, what do we want to do?
Oh
Are
boy.
you okay?
Sorry. Yeah. Just inhaled a little bit too hard. Trying to get rid of some back pain.
or yeah, I guess it is closer to midnight because you've all been talking for a while and you
Mhm.
sort of caught him coming home at like 10. So,
Mhm. Yeah.
I think we should wait till the morning, equip yourself properly, and then go deal with it.
well, you're
Yeah.
still, I mean, because it's just, um, you're still pretty well equipped. Because it's still going to be either like a luck roll to see if you can get a blacksmith to make you some silver shotgun shells, like at, like a moment's notice, like in the morning. And then like you don't know exactly where this Dr. Cartwright's office is. You don't know where, like, you don't know how easy it is going to be to like sneak up on him, but you can get a message out, like say that you want to call the police, say that you have a
Mhm.
connection to the police and say, hey, can you pick this guy up on some weird charges? You
Yeah.
know, just
Tampering
tell
with
them that you
corpse.
think he's Jack the Ripper or whatever. Um,
Mhm.
You caught him doing unspeakable things in the mortuary.
yeah,
He took the Lord's name
he
in
did.
vain.
That's not a lie. I wouldn't
That's
make
It's
him.
true.
not a lie.
Yeah, it's not a
It's not a
lie.
lie. Yeah. Yep.
Um, So yeah, and then so okay, but if you want to get a message out to the police, you can totally do that. If you want to get a message out to Night Nook, you can do that.
Mhm.
Uh,
Um,
very important question for everybody. Do we know if ghouls are nocturnal?
you've done a lot of research on ghouls. It's like
By
the
preference, probably.
they
Because if they're nocturnal, we go in there and they're all asleep. Like no, they're all awake. It's like, oh,
Mhm.
goody. We go in there in the morning and they're all asleep. It's like, well, shit, we would have talked to you guys. What now?
Okay, ghouls usually get their food by robbing graveyards, and that sounds like something you do at night.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. That's why I would, why I thought to ask, because, great, they wouldn't be wanting to rob graves during the day.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. By preference, they probably are. Yeah.
They are,
So,
according to Supernatural, but that's a TV program, so
Yeah.
That's not canon. Um,
so again, do we want to go tonight or do we want to wait? I mean, we're going to try to talk to the ghouls
yeah,
if
I
we run
and
mean,
across any.
Yeah, I mean, if we wait until the next day, I am going to talk with the doctor as well because I got an appointment with him the next day, if that still stands from the last session. Like I actually wanted to talk to the guy. Very inconspicuous, just to, I mean, I can get to know how tough he is, what what he conducts himself by. I don't know, find more stuff
you
about
might
our
be able to
target.
get,
Mhm.
may be able to get valuable information that you might need before that meeting, though. Forewarned is forearmed, and you might come in there not unawares just to certain things that he does, methods of attack or whatever, or whether or not he's really good at playing mind games with people. You know,
Yeah.
never
Oh,
know
and
with bad guys.
yeah, either way, before we go down into the tunnels, since like you're going to use some of your own smelling salts on you.
Or how about this? I go to meet the guy. I plant something very bad, like the marinated or the pickled body parts somewhere, and we are calling the police, and they can find very easily the planted items. I mean, it's honest because it is, but in a very, very obvious place.
Dude, I like how you think.
Like
Right
the
there.
most easiest thing ever.
Well, we could we could have the police ready to come in when you go out. That way he won't have a chance to dispose of it because if it's an obvious place, he'll probably see
Exactly.
it too. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Something like that. So,
I say I don't know. What do you think? Again, I think that's going to be for tomorrow. Are we going to go down there tonight or not?
I
yeah,
mean,
sorry, go ahead.
I would kind of like to.
yeah, Peter's like, let's go, grabbing his bottle.
Okay, then to not decision paralysis, Dr. Pierce is wasted. He's like, yeah, let's go. Sure. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, by the way,
Two votes for going.
I reach into his bag, find his smelling salts. It's like, Doctor, heal thyself.
Yeah,
Now I want to go even more. Let's go.
yeah, like that's good scotch. Like you're following the bottle as he like walks out the door. Um,
Oh, jeez.
so
But
um,
I figure it won't make him less drunk, but but the smelling salts will probably make the Dr. Morcell a bit more awake anyway. Alert.
yeah. Um, okay, so so we're going. We're going.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're
All right.
going.
Yeah.
And so say that everybody piles into the cab. Um, and then did you say so sorry, Joseph, uh, are you are you calling the police? Are you telling them to pick up Dr. Cartwright?
Uh, well, I'm going to call one of our contacts, and what we're going to try to do is have them show up right after Dr. Marcel has his meeting with Dr. Cartwright because he's going to try to plant.
Okay. Okay, and then who are you calling?
Well, somebody that in the that we know has the connection to the Royal Oak.
So are you calling the agency?
Okay, well, all right. Well, have the
Like,
agency called the detectives? Is that what you're saying? Okay.
yeah, like calling the agency or calling just somebody that you know who's in the police force. Because it makes a difference, like who you actually call.
Would somebody else in the agency have better contacts than I would in the police force or not?
Yeah, because they're detectives
Okay,
or
so
former detectives.
we'll contact somebody in the agency and have them contact somebody in the police force.
Okay, so you call Night and Oak, right? And then you start
Mhm.
talking to them, you start laying out all of this stuff that's happened,
Mhm.
and tell them like this is where we're going. They kind of cut you off and they're like, just I don't mean to be rude, but we got a call from uh Samantha, or not Samantha, sorry, the mother, and the baby is missing. Baby Samantha is missing. She was hysterical. But so please continue. Like, where are you going? Um, so yeah. They let you know that the mom called the agency to say that her baby is gone.
Okay, which another thing, okay, they're in the country, so we're
Sort
assuming
of
there's no, well, okay.
suburb
Um,
suburb of London.
would they, it's like when we suspect that there were, from our maps and the things, are there any tunnels down there? Tunnels that somebody could come up through to the thing?
I mean, they're all over the place,
Okay.
and
Uh,
it's just like
I'm
totally crisscrosses London,
okay.
but it's possible.
I'm going to ask give them the details. Okay, what happened? Tell us what happened real quick. So far as
Was it
they can.
basically say that she called the agency and then she said that the baby was taken in the middle of the night from her crib, and that she she didn't know if it was Peter, she didn't know if it was somebody else,
Yeah,
like
you can let her know that it wasn't Peter. Peter was with Bus, and we seen him around town for the last couple of days. I mean,
yeah. But so you hear this from the agency, do you tell Peter? Because he's like standing there, you're like, slow down, what happened? Um, and he's kind of standing there in the kitchen, like with his bottle of scotch.
Okay.
Dr. Pierce is like showing, no, 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 no. We don't need him distressed right now.
Well,
No,
you
no,
don't
no.
hear this. Yeah, you
Ah,
don't hear
sorry.
this.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
Joseph
was,
hears
yeah.
this.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna say, hold on just 1 minute, and I'm gonna um, um, ask the doctor if he could, ask the father if he could step aside for a little bit. We've got some agency business to discuss here in private. Okay.
Mhm. Okay. All right.
All right.
Yeah. Okay. That's
So
all I want to know.
yeah. So I will talk to you folks really low. It's like somebody, and it was this middle of the night. They're talking about today, right? Tonight.
just yeah,
Yeah.
just recently, like,
Within the past few hours. Then correct.
yeah,
Okay. All
yeah.
right. So I
Or
can't.
let's see, because yeah, maybe it took them a little while to because you did your like stakeout and all that, and
Right.
or you were waiting for this guy and all that. But yeah,
Specifically, when did they notice the baby was gone?
it would have been this evening
At
that
what time?
she called in, like the like I don't know, like maybe 9 p.m. or so, like this evening.
Okay, and we intercepted the father at 10,
Mhm.
but
So
they could have done it
he would not have
could
had
have done
time to.
yeah, several hours earlier. I mean, so probably he wouldn't have had time. Okay. All right. So
Yeah.
I'll relay all the facts to the group here.
Mhm. And he did seem like when he was telling you, like his story about his wife left him, she took the baby, and like he did seem like he genuinely cared about his daughter, his daughter, and he felt like he had just uh messed up big time
Failed.
by
Yeah.
making his wife leave him, and they felt really bad for all the lies and everything, and making her feel like she's crazy, gaslighting her, and a gaslight scenario. Um,
Mhm.
but so yeah, and then but you get all the rest of the message. You say this, like, we're going here tomorrow. We have an appointment with this Dr. Cartwright. Um, and then like we're hoping that you can pick him up, afterwards, and then just say that you have some evidence that he's the Ripper. He's the one doing these. Like, we found some evidence in the morgue that he's doing this weird stuff with these bodies, which is not a lie. None of that's a lie. Um,
Okay. We
so
might have to, like I said, we might have to see if there's any activity at St. Matthias. That would be the most likely place that he would take the baby,
yeah,
maybe. I don't know.
and if there's all these, there's all this evidence that of these bodies that are turning up that have like limbs removed and stuff. It's like all signs point to this guy, like, but he has to be doing it somewhere,
Right.
right?
Okay. Well,
Um,
we can do airlocks and traps. He might be doing all this stuff to keep somebody from getting into an area down there. So I say we still go ahead and check it out,
mhm. Okay.
just very
So
simply. We'll make sure that we
yeah,
do not get caught in any traps. Peter, you know where the traps are, correct?
he kind of, he's a little drunk, but he's like, yes. I'll show, he grabs like some lanterns and stuff from his basement, and like from his little office, and
Hmm.
he grabs like a few things to make it easier for you guys to navigate the tunnels.
Okay. I'll give let's have the doc give him some smelling salts too. So
Yeah. He has some rope. He has some rope that you can tie. You mentioned like tying some rope around his waist because he can like see in the dark and all that. And
yeah,
Mm,
right.
just
Okay.
like pulls
idea.
out
But
you know.
yeah, but we'll try to get him a little more alert too. So by using the smelling salts.
Um okay, so everybody piles in the cab, right? You head over to the Blackwall project, and it's this massive tunnel, and it cuts straight under the Thames, and it's sort of like a highway project, that's meant to like alleviate traffic, because the bridge traffic is horrible. uh and then he's kind of leading you into the tunnels, and you're still drinking, like passing the bottle to Dr. Pierce. um and
I'm I'm taking these back from him. It's like, well, I can't take it back. Somebody take that damn and booze back from them.
yeah, but so what I was going to say is that you're walking for a very long time.
Okay.
These tunnels, like, they change, they look modern, and then they start to look, you know ancient. Like, you're starting to see things that just like kind of make your skin crawl a little bit. Like, you're seeing like graffiti that says like they will make your cemeteries their cathedrals and your tombs their cities. And you're like, oh, that sounds ominous. And then you're seeing bones, you're seeing like animal bones, but also human bones. And as he leads you like further down, it's almost like there is things like sort of signs of these, like this cult, the the followers of the Mordigian, the charnel god. Like, you recognize graffiti, you recognize symbols, and then it starts to look ancient, and then you start seeing things like body, like um, skulls and things that have been arranged, like um, sort of artfully, and like like femur bones that have been stacked up like cordwood. So it's like any normal person would be like, we're leaving, but you're going deeper. Um, and s- soon enough, you start to hear like kind of like scratching, like animal noises, like everything in your body is telling you to leave. But Peter is like has the rope attached around his waist, and then like you hear like the kind of the clicking noises, like little chattering noises and like kind of claw marks on the ground. And Peter clicks back. He's like, does the kind of the clicking noises back at these chattering noises kind of coming from these um the little tunnels. And like most of these tunnels are plenty big enough to be man-sized, but there's also just like little kind of things that are, yay big around. And then you see like little eyes kind of staring back at you. Um, and actually, I think I need sanity checks.
Oh yeah, Stanley, they I get my dice out.
I actually
58,
passed that.
You
and
pass.
my
6.
sanity is 60.
Okay.
I passed.
It's still gonna be two. You're still gonna take two. Everybody who passed is still gonna take two.
Okay. All right.
But yeah, it's just like really disturbing. But you had kind of have Peter leading the way. He does not seem scared at all. And then um you see one of these things, like you've seen them before. It's not as terrifying as the first time. You see one of these ghouls, and it's gnawing on some just like ancient looking bones. Like there can't be any nutrition on them. It's just like trying to like sort of break apart some dry bones and get at the marrow. And it's kind of just, but it doesn't look like the other ghouls. It looks like its skin is like sloughing off of its body. And it looks very old. And then it has like the claws and big ears, and like nothing like Peter or nothing like the ghouls that you saw in the morgue. Um, and its eyes are big and wild. And it kind of like sees you coming, and like Peter like holds up the lantern, and then it like throws down the bone and kind of rushes off into the darkness. Um, but it looks like feral almost, and very like old. But the skin is just kind of hanging off of it, like greenish colored. And then and Peter's like looks back at you, and he's like, we're here. uh
Wow.
so and
What
then
a welcome.
yeah, then you hear a baby crying, and then he kind of freaks out. He's like, that's Samantha. I know I'm not a good father, but I know that cry. She cries all the time. Um
Okay. What
and
do we see?
and huh?
Okay. So I'll put my hand on her shoulder. It's okay. We're gonna get her. What are we seeing?
Yeah, it's like it almost looks like sort of like a cathedral. Like these skulls are like stacked up on top of each other, and
Mhm.
like it looks like maybe a cemetery has been moved down here bone by bone. Like or just
Is it
these
like
things
those
have consumed.
catacombs?
What? One more time?
Is it like those catacombs with the bones in them?
Yes, exactly like that. And also I think that you would know like a lot of what Night and Oak, or what you know about ghouls in general, comes from France, like from Paris, like what you know about the catacombs and Mordigian and their
Mhm.
cult in France. Because they're just kind of like out in the open there. They don't really seem to care very much.
Mhm.
Um, but it's like the same kind of thing where it's like this, it's like cathedral, these skulls are just kind of stacked up on top of each other. Um, and there's no light. Um, the only light that you have is or your lanterns that you're carrying, but you hear these clicking the like the like the predator noise, like uh in the dark coming from kind of all directions. And you hear
All
the
right,
crying.
all right. Peter, uh, how far away are they? How many of them are there?
But they've got, I can hear Samantha. They've
Okay,
got
all
him.
right. We need to be, well, we need to be able to get her. We need to know what's going on down here. Tell us where we hear clicking all around us. If we're gonna have to fight, we need to know where, hopefully we won't have to fight, but if we do, we need to know where they are, how many of them there are, etc. We, we've got to have every bit of information we can possibly get to rescue your daughter, okay?
And he's like, he's like, there shouldn't be that many, maybe 20 tops.
Maybe 20
Like,
tops, okay.
Yeah,
but the way that he
Dr. Pierce
says
is
it,
readying his blade.
yeah,
How far away are they?
you can hear them. You can hear them like kind of all around you.
Well, but I
Like
mean,
you've
10
wandered
feet,
into their den.
10 feet, 20 feet. I'm trying to get an idea. How big is this chamber? I asked
It's a
Peter.
good size. Like it gets big, it's kind of going up. Like you were in some little sewers for a while, and then this thing kind of opened. Like it looks like it was maybe at one time a Roman, maybe
Okay.
some kind of a Roman building.
How far do
Um,
our, if we put them at far ends, how far out do our lanterns extend? How much, the light?
like 50 feet, I guess, around
Okay,
there.
we don't see anything within 50 feet.
No, you do see some movement. Like every once in a while you see, but these things kind of blend in with the dark, like they're moving
Yeah,
around you. Um, and then he's trying to like pull you in the direction of Samantha, like he
okay,
hears her crying.
okay. Is there a wall that we can have at least a wall on one side?
Yeah, you can move to once, like keep a hand on one side.
Okay,
Um,
let's do that, and then that way we at least limits the number of ways they can attack us. Okay, all right. Keep a running commentary for us. Make sure we know what's going on. Lead the way.
mhm. Yeah. So eventually like he kind of just pulls you uh
Mhm,
like by force
mhm,
towards where he hears this crying. Excuse me. Um uh pulls you to where he hears the like his daughter crying. And then you see you come into a chamber and he holds up his lantern, and then you see a kind of like a very elderly looking ghoul, the same kind of same as the one that you saw earlier, just like really emaciated, like skin is kind of hanging off of his bones, and uh just kind of like very skinny. And he's holding the baby, and he's Peter, uh don't worry, she's safe. She's fine. And then the baby is just like, she was crying. She sees her dad, and then she's like, goo. But and he rushes over to like grab the baby, and then these ghouls that are around this patriarch kind of swarm in and then to stop him from grabbing the baby. Um and then and he's he says he says, "Are you here? You're here for your daughter." Um, and uh, and and Peter's like, "I didn't know she was here. I didn't know you'd taken her. Give me my daughter." And then the elderly ghoul is like, we want something in return. Uh, and and they start talking about Cartwright. Um, and then they say, we want him killed.
Okay.
Yeah. But so Peter, he's trying to grab his baby, and then they're like holding him back. What are you all doing? Because like he did mention that you're like pretty much surrounded, or I mean, you hear these things, like you can hear them clicking in the dark. You're pretty much surrounded. You can't necessarily see all of them. You see a few of them like
Right.
in front of you. I mean, are you trying to
We
shoot your way out, or are you
no,
just
no,
kind of letting
okay.
them talk, or
When he
Well,
says
I want to
Cartwright,
hear
I'm
what
saying you
he
wanted to
says
kill him.
about
I'm gonna say it's
Cartwright.
like, yeah, yeah. It's like we
You
have
want to
our
kill
own
him.
things that we're gonna do with. We also have
We want him
problems
off
with
the
Cartwright.
street.
um, and then so every once in a while, Peter kind of frantically looks back at you, and
Okay,
like when
right.
when they mention killing Cartwright, and
Okay.
he's like he like nods and like looks back at you, and then they the ghouls like you hear.
Phil, fill us in. What has he done? What's happening?
Oh, you say that
Yes,
like
uh-huh.
to the elderly ghoul.
Yes, it's like we're
um
yeah, we have our problems with the man too. So what exactly has he done to you folks?
he kind of like shows his teeth at you, and then like you can see like like his gums are like sucked up in and he looks hungry, and then you hear like this
I'm
like
alive.
chattering. What?
Said I'm alive. I'm not dead. So don't bother showing your
Yeah.
teeth.
Yeah, I mean, you hear this kind of like chattering in the background, like maybe even one of them like hungry, like these ghouls that are chattering, and then
Oh,
he he was among us. He came, he brought us flesh, the tastiest flesh that we have ever had, with delicious memories, but they were tainted. And they're like hissing and like um the and then he starts talking about how the tunnels have been walled off, and then they're starving. Um like and and like he mentions the traps, like that they've been trapping ghouls. So basically, like kind of like from the other end, like fills you in a little bit about
Mhm.
like what's happening from the other end. And Peter's like, he's nodding. He's like, "We'll kill him. We'll kill him for you. Just give me my daughter." Um, but yeah. So okay, but are you? Yeah, sorry. Basically, what I want to know is, are you kind of parlaying with these guys, or are you going to try and shoot your way out?
No, we're parlaying.
Yeah.
yeah, I'm in full parlay mode. I don't want to get in a shootout.
Yeah.
Or
Hello?
they have gone.
Yeah, this is Paul.
So I mean, like they show their fangs, they chitter at you, they like claw the ground, but nobody makes a move towards you.
Okay.
The like as long as this elder kind of patriarch is conversing with you, they seem to keep their distance. Nothing attacks you. Um, and he says, uh, Cartwright, he has eaten our flesh. He has eaten the Ripper's flesh. He has the memories of the Ripper.
Okay, that explains part of it, maybe. All right.
Um,
Hmm.
I'll ask about the bodies. Like the missing limbs and this was not your work, correct? I mean, if you eat a dead body, you eat a dead body, correct?
Yeah, exactly. He's like, we would not leave such tasty morsels on the table, kind of like drooling a little bit.
Yeah.
Like,
No part of the animal is wasted.
exactly. Yeah, like all you see is bones around here.
Mhm.
Uh, there is no flesh left to be stripped from the bones.
Do you have any idea what he's doing with the parts of the bodies he keeps?
He seems like would you mentioned that like body parts and like how like the MO of this killer, like who's been
Mhm.
lopping off arms and stuff. And then he's like he's kind of like just like drooling. He's like, we don't know, like we've not heard of this. This is like
Okay.
just like the whole idea of letting a perfectly good human body go to waste, like it's
Mhm.
offensive, and they're all hungry.
Right.
He doesn't seem to know. Um,
Okay.
Hmm.
Right.
and like there's also maybe you notice there's like a dais kind of like in the middle of this room, and it looks like it's got some dried blood on it. Um, and maybe like a few little scraps of bones nearby, like maybe a little finger bone or something, somewhere. But it's like it's been picked clean. Um, but like basically like if there was any body parts around here, they would have eaten.
Well,
Certainly wouldn't be throwing them
yeah.
away.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
he,
Whatever he's
that
up to,
this is worth.
yeah, if we stop him, it's gonna stop all three things. It's gonna stop him starving you. It's gonna stop whatever he's doing, whatever weird plans he has, and it's gonna get the uh Peter's daughter back.
Mhm. And okay, so just one thing that the where the bodies had shown up was primarily along the Thames. And it was like they had been sort of flushed out of the
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
sewers.
Yeah.
And then also down at like the Royal Naval Academy, like the Greenwich Gas Works, the kind of like the shipyard. So like down at the bottom of the Thames, like where the
Mhm.
the so not where you are because you're kind of like directly under London right now,
Mhm.
not like or you're kind of far off from where the bodies were showing them. But still connected to these construction projects that that Peter was connected to,
Mhm.
like specifically the Greenwich Grass Works and the Blackwall Tunnel project. Um, but and Peter is kind of hysterical. He's
Yeah,
like,
all
we'll
right.
kill him,
All
we'll
right.
kill him.
Yeah, we're
Uh,
gonna get it, but Marcel, do you have something that you could slip him that's not too terribly suspicious?
Well, I mean, the most suggestive for the police force would be pickled body parts. I mean, if I just take the weird substances that the doctor prepared, they
Mhm.
wouldn't even know what they are looking at. We need to make an impression.
Yeah,
So
well,
I
you could
I
throw
guess the
pickled,
pickled hand
right?
that I still have it.
But what I'm saying is that I'll ask them if he's locked up, is that sufficient, or do you want him killed?
we want him killed.
Okay, because that's not as easy as getting him locked up. We can get him locked up easy to where he
What do you
can
mean
attack you folks
locked
again.
up? Uh,
Jails, put in prison.
I think okay, you could give me if that's the plan, if that's what you want to do, I
Well,
would
I'm
say
asking,
maybe
I'm asking them. Yeah, well, it's like, are
Would
they going
that
to
be
go for this? Or
agreeable
are
to
we going to
you?
have to? Yeah.
well, it would be a lot easier. So I think that would be charm, maybe,
Okay.
or yeah, probably
Oh,
charm or
I'm fairly persuasive, I would say, if you get it on a scale of 1 to 100, about 40% of the time. Is anybody else more persuasive or charming than I am?
I'll give you a bonus dice if this is if everybody is like
Mhm.
or if whoever wants to do it can have a bonus dice. If you're like we can have him
I
locked
mean,
up, like we can
I am not very
for the
persuasive,
murders.
actually.
My
I mean,
charm is a
I
grand
have
total of 15.
I'm more of a persuasive guy, and I'm wondering if I can bring an argument, but this is also bordering on intimidation.
Yeah. Well, no, actually, I would not say intimidate would be a good idea.
No, don't intimidate.
You're surrounded.
Yeah.
So the
So do you
I'll
have better than a
persuade.
40 or not? Basically,
Yeah.
Victor, do you have better than a 40?
I'll take charm or
Oh.
persuade.
I got a 60. I
Okay.
got a
All right.
60.
And I'll give you a
Okay.
bonus dice if you're all
Okay.
like kind of trying to convince them.
Okay. All righty.
Okay, let's try to convince them. And I can even say the argument if that's okay. Okay, the first one is a 78, so that's a fail. The bonus die brings it to 37. Now we're talking.
Okay, so that's
I can even spend 7 points of luck to make it a hard if that would help in any way.
it's kind of the end of the adventure. If you want.
Yeah,
It's like I was only looking for a normal, but that's fine. Yeah.
yeah. Okay. So and if you want an argument as well, it's not intimidation so much, but I want to reason with the elder ghoul and be like,
reason,
listen,
persuade. Yeah.
yeah. If you kill us right now, you will have one meal and that's it. If you let us go, we can deal with Cartwright, set all the traps away, and you can go and have all the food you want. But we want the child right now because we need the help of Paul. We need the help of a fellow ghoul to achieve this. We need the child right now. I also try to get the child right now from them, essentially.
Okay, if you burn the luck and do a hard, I'll give you can
Oh
have
yeah,
some.
for certain, I'm burning 7 luck for this. Yeah.
Okay, so the ghoul, like this patriarch kind of he nods and this is an acceptable bargain. And then, hands over he hands over Samantha to Peter.
Yeah.
And Peter, he's like all of a sudden he's like, holding his kid, and then the kid's like, goo. But he he's like Peter is like, we have work to do.
Yeah. One more question to Peter, did Peter meet the doctor ever face to face?
Oh yeah. If you're the family doctor.
Okay, but in fact, let's take the opportunity. I'm going before we go.
No, I mean,
definitely.
he was asking if he met Cartwright face to face.
Oh, Cartwright. No, because
okay.
Yeah, like I think it came, like the name came up, Dr. Cartwright, and then
No. Did the father meet Cartwright face to face?
Oh, the father,
Yes.
Peter.
Yeah.
Has Peter met Dr. Cartwright? Yes.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. But in fact, I want to ask the elder ghoul one last question. I want to know the enemy, our common enemy. So this guy is like a super ghoul, or is he a ghoul as well? Because you said that he eats body parts. He ate Jack the Ripper, if I got the story straight.
Oh, Dr.
Cartwright.
Dr. Cartwright.
Yeah.
So if you kind of ask for the story, the elderly ghoul is like, he was among us. He pretended to be our friend. We share our ways with him. He partook in our rituals.
Okay, so he is a ghoul. Okay.
And like he told us that he wanted to learn our ways and pretended to worship our God.
Okay. That's a good info.
Like like basically he befriended them and then stabbed him in the back.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so yeah.
Steve,
Hmm.
did you notice what I posted in Discord?
Hang on. Uh oh. Um. Okay. That's
So
not
I
good.
will probably have to leave within a few minutes.
Mhm.
Um.
The phone call, yeah.
Let's see. That's not good. Sorry.
Sorry about
Um.
that, everybody.
What's
Well,
up?
we've heard you got a phone call, so I'm assuming it's something important.
Well, we could. We're very
That's
close to
all
the end. You guys too. Like we could probably kind of wrap things up very soon. But so, but Peter is like, he's like, we have work to do. I have to
right.
show you the 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 construction, this project, that like this thing that he uncovered
Mhm.
like in the tunnels, like where the traps are. And he even says, he's like, you'll never find it without me.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Let's do
Do
it. We have
we
a clear
do we
goal.
want to get the baby to safety and then get to work?
Yeah,
Mhm.
he's kind of cradling the baby,
Mhm.
um, and mentions that you're close.
Mhm.
Um, like he can show you on the way, like on the way back
Mhm.
to the like back home, back to his house. Like if you're
Yeah.
or back to the tunnel where you came in, the construction project.
Mhm.
But are you trying to convince him to get the baby to safety?
Well, I mean, how dangerous would it be to go into those areas with the baby?
Um, you don't know. Like the way that he described it, it sounded like a sewer, with like sluice gates, and he did mention the traps.
But
He's a
you know
little
the
drunk, a little
traps.
hysterical, huh?
Now, do you know all of where all of these traps are?
Yes, yeah, I think so.
Okay. Um, well, since you know, lead the way, but when we get close to the traps, hand the baby back to me.
Okay. Um, so yeah, he takes the point again,
Mhm.
kind of like yanking you down these corridors, um,
Mhm.
holding the lantern up, but also kind of doing like the clicks and stuff.
Mhm.
And you make your way out of this charnel temple. Um,
What
and
before we do that, can we get like some sort of symbol or sign from the elder to hold it up, maybe for safe passage? Does he have something that we can hold to show any other ghouls that we're okay?
oh, they just leave you alone.
Okay, all
Like
right, okay.
like they stop hissing at you. You don't hear
Mhm.
the like as soon as um you mention that you're gonna take care of Cartwright, right?
Mhm.
The
Yes,
hissing, the clicking, showing the teeth, all that stuff stops.
okay, all right, okay.
Yeah. We can also chant for good measure, death to Cartwright, death to Cartwright as we are exiting.
Well, it's
Yeah, we're all
okay,
friends.
all right, okay. The main thing is we just don't get caught in the traps then, okay.
Yeah. Hey guys, sure is good that we know exactly where Cartwright is so that we can kill him, right? Like, yeah, he's dead. That guy, he is so dead. Um, yeah, like, but
Mhm.
so Peter starts leading you, and again, you're walking for a while. you're starting to lose track of time. You've been underground for a long time, just walking for miles.
Well, we
Um,
had watches, right?
yeah, I guess. Yeah, sure.
I'm gonna look at the watch. How long has it been?
And
This is
say that
important
it's like
because
3 in the morning or something.
okay. So
Um,
when did we arrange to call back to the lodge?
there's no phone down here. Like you're in the
I know
sewers,
that, but I mean, and we don't want the cavalry coming in and doing stuff. If yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It's like when did we arrange for them to get the call? Because if they don't get the call, they might come in.
You're the one that sent the message. What did you tell them?
Uh, so it was about midnight. I'd asked Cartwright about how long is it going to take us to get there and look this over one before we left. So I had a time frame to give them.
Oh, you mean Peter?
Peter, yeah, not yeah, Cartwright, yeah, Peter, yes. I'd asked Peter, okay, how long is it going to take us to get there and look at this? And so I'll do that, and that's how
Yeah, he probably
add
would have told you a few
double it for
hours.
getting back and add on a little bit extra. Okay,
Yeah, he probably would have told you a few hours. So, like,
okay,
say that you
so
said by
yeah,
morning, like if they didn't see you,
by morning. Okay, we'll go then. All
yeah,
right. Hmm.
yeah. Um, but yeah, he laid it out for you on the map too. That you knew that you were going to be down there walking for miles and miles.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay.
so, but he drags you like back towards the stuff starts looking modern again, and there you're in these more like sewer, modern for 1800s looking sewers, and then he leads you to an area, and then the baby is starting to cry. It cries all the time. Yeah, it's wet down here, it's cold and damp. And so you're not being very stealthy, but he shows
Okay.
you the
It's like
the
I'll do
area.
it. I'll neck the figure a little bit again and give it a little blood.
Yeah. The he starts pointing out like the sluice gate system. Um, and then like it starts pointing out kind of like areas like there are mechanisms that
Mm.
look like they're designed like mechanical traps that were designed to like man catchers that like something would come down when something came through one of these little kind of tunnels that are like like little sewer pipe things that are around
Mm.
here. And then he points to like shows you an area where there is an airlock, like a
Yeah.
mechanical airlock with
Uh-huh.
one of those giant, like a ship,
Yeah.
crank, like on the
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
door, and it's
Mm-hmm.
under the water. It's
Okay.
submerged.
Oh,
All right. On the little man trap things, is if something that hits a certain plate, it springs it, right?
It looks like if something comes through, it's like a tripwire or something like that.
Okay. Is there a way to reach it, say like using the butt of the gun and snap it and then
Yeah, yeah.
or or I could try the whip.
Well,
I could try doing it with the whip, see if I can. And what do you think? Should we spring these right now?
you think it would make a lot of noise, but you can
Okay, all
also
right.
avoid them.
Okay,
Like you don't have to go through them
okay, all right.
to get to this, like what you need to do is start opening sluices to let the
Okay,
water out.
yeah.
Um, but you could set off these traps, but it would make a lot of noise.
okay.
Like it
All
looks
right.
like a
Well,
giant gate kind of comes down.
okay. So we'll mark do something mark on the wall
Mhm.
just to indicate where they are. That
Yeah,
won't make any
but it's
noise. Yeah.
it's um
Mhm.
yeah, it's a little bit obvious to you like with the light,
Mhm.
shining a light on it. But if you were a ghoul crawling around in the darkness and you were using echolocation, it might be,
Mhm.
might be easier to set off a little tripwire if you
Mhm.
come through
Mhm.
something. Um,
Mhm.
but do you want to open this? He shows you the location of this thing.
Mhm.
Um, and then he mentions, he's like, this is where there's been multiple bodies that have shown up around here. Um, we did say we would deal with these traps. I can get my construction crew down here to deal with this. If you hold up your end of the bargain and you have Cartwright arrested,
Yeah.
maybe we could.
Well, yeah, okay, go with my plan, then let's mark where the traps are.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, sure,
Now,
sure. Yeah.
what about this airlock that you say is underwater?
It's like if you move some of these sluice
Mhm.
gates, like you're gonna have to move a couple to kind of let
To
some of the water out.
drain it, and then you can
Then
see okay.
yeah, you can see where you could climb down, like there's a ladder that goes down into the sewer, and it's just kind of like there's different levels. But the you let the water out, and then you have access to open this thing, and it's an airlock.
Mm.
Well, we're not, yeah, so there's another one on the other end.
Mhm.
Mm.
Okay.
Yeah.
What we've
Like
got to
just
do is
looking at
this,
it, it looks like a bulkhead, like a ship, like on a ship.
yeah.
Uh
Now, do we want to do something with this to make sure that this part stays open, or?
I mean, we can
Because
if we
if
find.
this stays open, if this one stays open, then that one can't open.
Mhm, mhm, mhm.
All
We
right.
can use something that we find around to keep the chute open. Mm.
Yeah, and I'll also kind of see if I can jimmy the um if I look at it, I'm gonna spend luck on this if I have to. Uh Jimmy the mechanism. Okay. 16, so I don't have
um
to.
yeah,
And that is,
I
let's see,
don't think it like
16. That's hard.
the
Yeah.
it's just a matter of kind of like maneuvering
Mhm.
some of these gates open, if you
Mhm.
did want to open it up. So it wouldn't be hard.
But I am correct that that other side cannot open until this side closes, right?
Yeah, it's like um it's like basically you open one, the water flows out, you open another one and then the water level drops. But yeah, it's like yeah, but
Okay, no,
uh
but it's like, oh, you say airlock. Is this more like a ship's thing, or like, say, like a spaceship type thing?
it's like a bulkhead that's under the water, like in
Uh,
the sewer. As the water level is at a certain level. So you see, you're like, if we open that sluice gate over there, and then we open this one, the water should drop, and then we could get down there. But it wouldn't trap you. It wouldn't trap you like in the sewer
do
if you opened it.
do do we want to get down there right now or not?
Up to you.
I mean, and for a penny.
But I mean, we want to take care of
Sounds
the
about right.
doctor. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, the baby is crying, and Peter is, he says, uh, should I get the construction crew down here?
Well, let's get the
Or
construction crew down here, I think. Yeah.
okay.
I mean, that way, if
Um,
something goes south, we got the manpower to, to do something.
mhm. Okay. Um,
And like I said, I really want to know where Cartwright is. Yes, I mean, if he's
mhm,
somehow on the other side of that thing, we don't know what he is on that other side of that thing, that he could summon, control, do whatever.
mhm.
So do we go, or do we go take care of Cartwright and then come back down here with uh, Peter's construction crew?
Or he could be in there right now. You don't know.
No, no. Yeah, I
I
know.
mean, if he's in there, we can take care of this right now.
Well, actually, so I was being facetious because it's like you you couldn't set it up so that it would flood
Oh,
and leave yourself in there. Like it's been
oh, yeah,
flooded
yeah,
to
yeah,
sort
yeah.
of protect
Duh.
the entrance. So
You said, or he's in there. I'm like, I didn't think about the flooding. Never mind.
yeah.
There.
Um,
So if it was
so
underwater,
yeah, how do you
so
want
if it
to
was underwater, he can't be in there right now. Okay, yeah,
yeah,
Okay.
basically it's like
because it's not in
either
that
one or the
area.
other. You could be in there and have the water down, or you can be out of it, have the entrance protected and like raise the water level.
Okay, okay, all right. So we know he's not there then. All right.
Yeah. But there are, there's evidence of all these man traps, these kind of elaborate, you
Mhm.
know, man traps that look modern. Like they look like this, all of this stuff looks like it was recently built, like it looks like a fresh sewer project.
Yeah, and I'm assuming a lot of this is to protect whatever is underneath this airlock, but I mean, this not airlock. What's the word I want to say? The
Yeah. Oh, and
anyway,
also you did see um some of the bodies. Like there was one of the bodies at the morgue, I think that you looked at that it had you noticed that it had like the bubbles under its skin, which or I forget if I gave you this guys this, but it looked like it had been
underwater for a while.
underwater but also
Mm-hmm.
pressurized.
Hmm.
Like it had suffered decompression.
Ah,
Mm.
How freaking far down is this?
Well, and then he mentions or Peter mentioned that the this area like goes under the Hudson.
Mhm. I'm in favor of going to get the doctor. I don't think we're equipped to deal with whatever this is.
Mhm.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I
right
mean, we could
now,
look at it.
yeah, as we are watching the situation, how does he ensure that hundreds of traps are in good working condition and they need to be resprung again after they are triggered by ghouls?
Right, exactly.
He
Mhm.
probably has associates. Like there is no way that you can this is not a one-man operation by far.
hmm.
You cannot, like, correct me, Steve, if I understood this correctly. He has an entire brand new section of the sewer sprung with hundreds of traps that are in perfect working condition.
Well, not hundreds, but like, multiple
Dozens, it's still a lot.
traps.
Like there are
Mhm.
mechanisms and there are probably kilometers that he needs to uh, survey.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm starting to think that he is in league with more people. This is, yeah. Hmm.
Okay. All right, let's explore. Let's explore what. Okay, so we go down there, open up the thing at the other end. Um, what do we think would have happened? I mean, what do we think we're going to find down there? The parts for the possible golem, or
Hmm.
Well, if he's building one, I think we want to like halt or reverse any work he's done. Put a fly in the ointment, so to speak. We're here. We don't know what he's going to use it for.
And presumably no person anyway, or even ghoul, can be on the other side of that door. Well, I guess the ghoul doesn't have to breathe, but well, they're living, so they would have to breathe. So presumably there shouldn't be any person on the other side of that door. Now there could be a golem with one thing to protect whatever is inside of there that we'd have to face. Or it could be a golem ready to be assembled. Yeah, well, yeah. Homunculus, golem, yeah. He thinks number 2.
Yeah, and
Okay.
then from what
Yeah.
you've read about, it's not necessarily like a Frankenstein monster. It's
Mhm.
like it has a singular purpose. It fulfills its
Mhm.
goal and then it can die again.
Mhm.
So
So he's building flesh automatons that are actually repairing and resprunging the traps. Those are the associates. Or I am too drunk and this is just a crazy conspiracy, but I've seen a lot of crazy shit.
yeah,
Well,
there were multiple bodies that were butchered, that were
yeah,
missing
so
like body
there
parts.
needs,
So
that sounds to me like there's more than one of them, yes. Now the question is, how far along are they? Are they all there to protect something else, or is he in the process of building them right now? And that's what all the traps are for, is to protect them while he's building them. Jude, what do you think? Paul?
Yeah.
Well, so do we go down there? Not knowing, or do we go get the, or do we go get the doctor first and then see if we can like squeeze some information out of him?
I mean, we're right here, and any information we might want to squeeze out of him might be in there.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I agree. Let's barge in. So we still have the element of surprise. Probably.
Right.
He has no way of knowing we are here.
Yeah.
yeah,
He can't be down
well, so the baby is crying, but if anything is in there, it's underwater, and it's behind a bulkhead. So
Okay.
there. Okay, so
Any kind of those vintage old diving suits with the big sphere head, with the big chrome sphere head, and with the big tank of oxygen that occupies almost the entire back of a person.
not in the immediate vicinity now.
I don't think they have the tank yet. I think it's strictly hose, but yeah.
Yeah, with the hose, yeah.
Yeah, to have a hose with like a pump.
Exactly, yeah,
There'd be a guy
with
like
the
turning the
pump.
pump.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, so neither nearby.
Okay, so
okay.
we could leave this door open, go down there, open the other one, and if necessary, beat feet really fast and then close. And as soon as we get out of this one, close the door behind us.
Yeah, so you've got to sort of climb a ladder to get down, to get into this, it's like this sewer area. And then once you open up it would be, this water would be flowing outwards towards the Thames. But it's very, the water is pretty high and it's moving pretty fast. It's like sort of like an underground river down here.
Well, we do have the ropes, and we also have knives to cut ourselves loose with if necessary. The ropes would be able us to jerk somebody back up onto their feet, keep them from. Paul, you have any ideas?
Actually, with everything happening at where I live right now, I have not been able to actually follow what's going on.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
Sorry about that.
I understand. It's obviously something important, so.
Two of my roomies are fighting.
Oh,
Oh no.
great. Now, do we think we can move faster than something that's been sewn together or not?
Good question.
Well, yeah, probably. I
Depends on
mean,
what's been sewn together. Yeah. If
or
its feet
how
have been
well.
sewn together, like its shoelaces tied together, then probably.
Mm. The guy was really clumsy about it.
Yeah.
Probably.
It's like, I think this is where the leg goes. Like,
As a doctor, he's not going to be clumsy about it. He'll have them sewn together correctly, but
Mm.
still, those are weak spots where they're sewn together. And I can't imagine the
hmm.
coordination could be that great, at least initially. All right, are we going to do it or not? Or are we
Yeah.
going to try to?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
Okay. I think we're crazy. I think we ought to bring back reinforcements on this, but okay. So,
Yeah. Okay. So the baby is crying, it takes some doing to kind of get these sluice gates open. I'm not going to make you roll for it. It's just like, it's kind of
mhm.
straightforward.
But
Um,
sorry, just a random question. Like, I know we're talking about a couple of months old baby, but it's a girl baby. How big are the teeth right now? Like the fangs grown?
Good
there's
question.
small. She's a hybrid ghoul. She's not 100%
Okay.
ghoul. But
Yeah,
like
yeah,
they're sharp little
yeah.
knives.
We could use her, like throw her on the bad doctor to bite his face off.
Um,
Okay, that's the
she,
Good
she,
alcohol
idea.
she,
speak.
she's not the baby from It's Alive.
That's the alcohol speaking,
that's
folks.
the deep cut. Okay, so but it takes some doing, this
Mhm.
water rushes out, like you have to crank on this door, like it takes some time to do all this. The baby's crying, you're not stealthy. Like I'll just let you know, right?
Mhm.
You start
Okay.
cranking on the door,
I'm going to
right?
take Peter. I'm going to take Peter's and Marcel's bottles away from them. I'm going to soak some rags. Yeah,
Okay.
dip them in there, soak some rags, and
Uh-huh.
if we have, well, we have
A lighter, yeah.
no, we don't have a lighter, but we have what was the nickname for matches then?
Tinderbox.
A
I don't know.
tinderbox. Yeah.
No, no, not Tinder. They had matches then, and they had the name because of the extreme sulfur spell they were called. What were the well, whatever.
Um,
I can't think of their nickname, but we have those so that we can light it with. So
I know that there was such a thing as match girls. Like there was the girls that worked in the
yeah,
match
yeah,
factories, and like
yeah.
working with the
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
phosphorus and the sulfur
Mm-hmm.
it had
Hmm.
horrible effects. Like
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, the match girls, like I know it was really, really toxic. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and then they would go around selling matches, but they had these horrible kind of deformities. Um, so they, like you crank on this door, right? And then it's like, I'm just letting you know you're not being stealthy. The thing starts to open, and then you see this thing like Frankenstein monster thing stand up, it has a cloak on. It drops its cloak, and then it raises its arms up, and you notice that it has four arms and or you know, like two legs, but it has like arms that have been sewn on so that it has multiple arms. And then it
Oh God.
has cane swords in its hands that are exactly like your like knight and oak silvered cane swords. So it's like this is almost like a warning, like whatever this thing is, it has killed multiple of you, like your whatever, you
Mm,
know, like your order. And then it
probably made up
lunges.
of them.
Yeah, it comes
Fun.
straight for you, but it goes for Peter. It goes straight towards Peter. So
I'm
let's
going
do.
to, do we have a, I said, okay, okay, let's see, man.
I will give you the Molotov, but you can definitely have a Molotov.
Yeah.
Whatever Peter was drinking was pretty high proof. Can we do initiative?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, let's see. I'm trying to see what mine is. Okay.
So
Okay. Initiative.
Yeah, where
initiative
is
is
that on this sheet? I should be, well, let me see, I could probably tell. Okay.
Are we going
it's
by
dex.
dex order?
Strength and dex are better than size, so that would be move 9.
My dex
Okay.
is 50.
Yeah, same here, 50.
Dex is 62.
My dex is 50.
Moon right there it is 9.
Okay,
Yeah,
three
okay. Right.
50s. Mhm.
Mhm.
Okay, well then you guys just roll whoever has 50.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, wait, I got 62.
Well, you're first.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay. All right. I don't have much in the way of throw, but this is pretty much point blank range, right? Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's like you open the door, it's right there. It's right in your face and
Okay.
immediately goes towards Peter.
Okay.
So, okay, so 40.
Okay, I've got
Paul,
31. Let me roll again. Okay.
what was that?
Okay, with the re-roll, that's a 1.
No,
So I hit a
no,
square.
sorry. It's just Dex is just it goes or initiative goes in order of who has the highest Dex.
Well, does it have higher dex than 62?
Which you're okay, so you're throwing your
I'm
Molotov.
I'm throwing the Molotov and I got a 1 with the re-roll. Would it be point blank?
Okay, yeah, yeah, you hit.
Okay.
I was just trying to figure out who was
Mhm.
what the initiative order was. So wait,
Well,
Ow.
okay, I
Dr.
think
Dr.
everybody else
Pierce,
is like,
you rolled
yeah.
40. Okay, Paul,
Yeah.
would you roll for Dex?
Am I rolling one die or two?
Two.
Wait a
Just
minute, I
do
don't get it. Are we going in dex order or are we rolling for
Dex.
dex?
No,
Okay,
it's initiative order is Dex. It's whoever has the highest Dex goes
Okay,
first.
so
Okay,
yeah,
my
yeah,
dex
so
is
you don't have to
50 and I
roll for
rolled a
anything,
30.
yeah.
But multiple people have 50 Dex.
Oh, I see what you mean. Okay, I got it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Only us roll because we all have it. Yeah.
I rolled a
Okay.
30.
30. Okay, so Joseph, Dr. Pierce, Dr. Paul, Jude, did you roll?
Oh, no.
Okay, I'm
Wrong.
62, so I
Right.
don't have to roll.
Yeah, you're first. But you
I
already
rolled 7.
you hit with the Molotov.
I hit with
Um,
Molotov,
I
yeah,
rolled
okay.
7.
okay.
Whoa. Okay, so I go last because I got just
Yeah.
a regular and yeah.
No, we'll just go in that order. So it's gonna be uh Joseph, Dr. Pierce, Paul, and then Jude. So okay, so and then somewhere in there is this lumbering abomination. So Joseph, you throw the Molotov onto this thing. Let me see what do a Molotov do in Call of Cthulhu?
It burns things.
It burn. It burn.
Mhm.
Um,
And since this is a golem, it should probably be particularly effective.
yeah,
Pork barbecue.
I'm just looking it up
Brimstones.
real
That's what
quick.
matches were called. Brimstones. By the way.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm just gonna look it up really quick. I mean, technically, a Molotov would be like World War II thing, but that's if you put like styrofoam and make it into napalm.
Well, yeah,
Um,
Mhm.
but hang on, where is a Molotov? Okay, here we go. It's 4010.
Oh,
ooh, okay.
damn.
Mm, mm,
Wow.
mm.
Stop, baby.
Both dogs are going nuts.
14, 16.
She keeps licking herself and it's
16?
annoying.
Yeah,
Okay. All right.
Ew.
a little
Ew.
crappy, yeah.
It did not like that. So yeah, you
Hmm.
just kind of chuck the Molotov at this thing. It hits. It just is bathed in fire. Um, and then it starts rushing towards Peter, and then Peter, is holding the baby. He's backing up. He starts to run for the ladder, to carry to take his baby
Mhm.
up the ladder. And then this thing tries to sort of like shove past you guys, but he is going to you're in its way.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
He's going to go for Joseph.
okay.
Because you hit him with the Molotov.
Mhm.
But you're kind of in its way. So it lunges at you, tries to just, skewer you with the first sword.
Mhm.
Um, that hits. Uh,
Well,
Hang on, I gotta look up the stat block.
Is it
but I
still
need
on fire?
to,
Yeah, it's on fire.
now
Okay.
I still get to dodge though, right?
Um, I think that you threw your Molotov.
Yeah, okay.
Is that how it works? Because is it you miss your next turn when you dodge, or is it?
I missed my next turn, I think.
Yeah, your next turn. Yeah, go ahead and dodge because
Okay,
that
all right.
definitely hit.
Yeah, okay. So oh, wait a minute. I just realized one of these ones that the one that I rolled a 2 on is a 7. It's an 8-sider. Let me
Okay.
re-roll again. Okay. So that was an 8 instead of a 2. So instead of 16, okay, 16 plus 4, that's 20, 24.
Okay, that you dodge the first one. It comes again, it tries to
Okay.
bury one of these swords in you,
Yeah.
comes at you with the second one.
Oh, no, I haven't even rolled for it yet. The roll for the Molotov, one of the 2s that I rolled was a 8-sider.
Oh, okay. So how
So
much how much total?
I just re-rolled, well, that dice, well, in place of that dice, a 10-sider, and got an 8 instead of a 8 instead of a 2. So add 6 more, that should be, so 16, 20, 22. Sorry.
22. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
So are you so it comes at you, it tries to skewer you with the one attack. So you're looking to beat a 40
And
with your dodge.
I did not unless I spend luck. Uh,
Yeah, I
all
mean
right.
you have luck.
Yeah. Okay. I'll go ahead and spend the 2 luck.
Okay, so you dodged the first one.
Yeah, dodge first one, yes.
All right. So, it comes at you with its first arm, and then the second one, like prison shank, like tries to come up through your belly. Um, second one, whoops, that misses. So he tries to come at you, but the first one, it's like buried through your chest that comes, upwards, and like you're like, whoa. You dodge both of its first two attacks, and then as it, is pushing past you, it tries to also skewer Dr. Um Dr. Pierce. Is it with its, with its left arm?
Tries to pierce
Okay.
Dr.
Its
Pierce.
first left arm. And so
Mhm.
um
So I guess I will
do you
try
want to
to dodge.
dodge?
Yeah, yeah, of course.
Okay, you want to beat a 38.
Oh man, no, no. Let's see.
You
Yeah,
can
there's
actually
no.
dodge or fight back.
Yeah, no.
I think that did it.
Yeah, I wanted to dodge, but 87 is not going to cut it.
Ouch.
Okay, so it gets you pretty good. Like just drives a sword into your belly. Um
I got natural armor, okay?
It's okay. You're a doctor. You know how to fix
um
that.
so that is going to be
Oh no. Let's see.
he's got a nasty damage bonus.
Oh no.
Oh, that's not so bad. He only he kind of nicks you. It doesn't get you that good. And then oh wait, hang on, what's his damage bonus? That's not okay. So he gets you for 12, sticks you, pretty good. Does like 12 points of damage.
12 points.
Um,
Well, that's my whole HP.
that's your HP.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
My
Ow.
HP is 11.
so you're down, like it skewers you with this sword pretty good. Um, and then drops you to the ground, and then it tries to come at Paul. Tries to
Yeah.
hit Paul with the last sword buried in you.
Is it still trying to do that, or is it trying to run? Just he was running past. Is he going to try to stop and fight all of us,
We're in
or
the
is he going to
way.
try to run after,
you're in the
or
way.
is he going to try to run
He's-
after the after Peter?
Yeah, he still has two swords in these two arms. And so
So
he sticks, you're like in the way. Hang on, let's see if he hits Paul. Ooh, that misses. So he
Yay.
misses, gets Dr. Pierce really good, skewers him,
Mhm.
puts him on the ground, leaves the sword in him, and then
Mm.
starts to shove past all of you.
Mhm.
And then uh, Dr. Pierce, you took the dodge action, you're on the ground, you're bleeding out. Paul, he missed you. So if you want to go, if you want to do something, you can go ahead and do it. You said you had a shotgun, right?
Yes, I have a shotgun.
Okay, so you're at point blank range. Um,
My skill is a 35.
35. So what's the rule? What's the rule for point blank with a shotgun?
Uh, let's see.
No idea.
Yeah, hang on a second. I was looking it up. Okay, I wasn't looking
I
there, but I'll
have
look it up
the
now.
I have the damage right here. It's a lot of damage. It's 46
Yeah.
if you hit him.
Mhm.
Hang on a second. Okay, hang on 1 second. Let me get the opened here.
I can't remember, like
I should get my book, but that's faster
you
this way.
you guys have luck though. I mean,
Yeah.
this
Mhm.
would be the time to burn it if
Yeah.
you want
Mhm.
to just
Burn all of
roll.
it. Yeah.
Ow,
Yeah.
ow, ow.
Roll.
Yeah, sure. 38. Missed it by 3, so I will spend 3 luck to hit.
Well, wouldn't he get that like advantage because he's point blank?
That's the thing I
Yeah.
can't remember. I can't remember how that works
I
with a
think that's
shotgun.
how it works.
Is it? Okay, well,
Yeah,
roll again. You might
Yeah, I
get
mean,
I
he
the,
get
think it's
an
been like
additional,
some other
yeah.
game.
yeah, because you got a regular success, but you might get a, you can,
Well-
because shotguns do impaling.
Well,
I mean, you're still going to do 46, which is a ton, like point blank, but this is a chunky boy.
I rolled,
If you roll a 1,
thanks to the advantage, I rolled a 12.
At 12?
Yeah.
Okay,
that's an
so
extreme.
that's not a crit, but that's a hard
Oh, okay. Well, that's not bad.
because he
Not
has
bad.
a
46.
35 in
Oh, okay. I
shotgun.
just missaw it.
Well,
Four
you
dice.
can he
So-
bring it down? Can he bring it down to how much more to bring it down to an extreme?
I think you need an 8 with the 35. Is that right? To make it an extreme? Not sure. Uh,
Okay, well, it's 1/5,
So,
right?
20%, I think.
20%. Okay, all right. Okay, well, let's figure it out. Okay.
actually 7. It's
7.
on my sheet.
Yeah, you
Okay.
need a 7.
Okay.
So do you want to burn all the luck?
12 minus 7 would be 5 points. Yeah, I'll spend 5 points again in screen.
Okay, so go ahead and do your 46. Of course he gets the doctor, the one
12,
guy who can patch up the guy who's on the
13,
ground bleeding out.
Mm,
16 damage total.
Um 16,
16. Pretty much average die roll for 4d6.
and then um
Plus whatever
impaling.
getting an E does.
I forgot how impaling works. I think it's maximum damage plus the damage bonus, but you don't have a damage bonus since it's not melee. So do you no, so maximum damage
Would have been 24.
24 plus the 12 plus the 22. Okay. So this thing, like it shoves a sword in Dr. Pierce, tries to shove past you guys, misses you with an attack. And then as it's pushing past you, you raise up the shotgun and then you shoot it in the back of the head and its brain just, out onto the ground and it drops. And it's still on fire. Um, and inside the this the like where you're out of combat, sorry.
Okay. In that case, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go do first aid on the dock.
Yeah, yeah. uh First aid
24. So that is hard.
as a hard.
Yeah, I got a 16
Okay.
first aid.
Okay. Yeah, so that you push Dr. Pierce's guts back in. He is stabilized.
Oh, thank you, Joseph. Just leave the cane inside. Don't take it outside.
Don't worry. Don't worry.
Um, but inside this there is like a Frankenstein lab. You see that there are ghouls that look like they've been operated on, and then it's just like just the head is attached to something, and it has like tubes running out of it, and it's kind of like like still moving, or like a ghoul that's like been like sort of cut in half, and then it's like hooked up to tubes and stuff like that. And you also see what looks to be more of these flesh columns they're sort of being stitched together. Um, And there is electric lights, or there is lights in here, so you can turn on the lights.
I'm not sure
Like
we
just
want
shining
to.
your light in there. You see like a Frankenstein lab. And actually, I think I do need another sanity.
Sanity roll, yeah.
Well, that's what I was saying. I don't think we really want to turn on the lights and make it work.
19.
Do you want to turn on the lights? Yeah.
Hey
Yeah,
kids,
I
that's why
got a
sometimes
90.
I got 19.
oh
A 90? It's red
Yeah,
mist. Red mist.
yeah.
Um,
Oh shit.
let
Okay, do
me
okay.
I got to
check.
make a sanity roll
Okay.
too?
Yeah, everybody who sees this got to make sanity.
Okay, I'll roll
Oh
intelligence.
no, I got a 69, but it's not nice in this case.
Nice.
I got a 75, which exactly equals my sanity.
Normal
Uh-oh.
failure.
Uh-oh. I rolled intelligence and I got a 76.
Well, wait a minute.
And
Don't you roll damage
my
first, and then if you go over the thing, then you do the intelligence roll, or is it the other way around?
Yeah, it's half. It's half your sanity. So, do you
oh
actually, it's only 1d6. I don't know if that puts you in
okay.
about or not.
1d6. Let's
Oh
see.
oh
Yeah.
yeah, I skipped a step. Sorry. Let's see what I get here. 1d6 4
Four. So is
and
Four,
that,
four
yeah,
as
that's not
well.
half, right?
So it's not, well,
huh?
it's not five. It's
Are you
not
at
five at
half?
a time. It's and is
Oh
it
yeah, if it
part of?
was 5, I would have to do the intelligence check.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So you're not, you're
Or
you're you're
just when,
shaken,
yeah.
but
Yeah,
not, yeah. Shaken, not scared.
second.
Um,
Okay,
so
we destroy this thing.
Good
yeah,
If they're
heavens.
if
Mm-hmm.
they're
it's
if they're
still,
all if they're all immobile, let's rip out tubes. Let's coat it in the alcohol.
mhm.
Um, um,
Oh, I think you're out of alcohol. You use,
no,
Um,
we only
yeah.
used one
Um,
Molotov. We got the other one.
the tubes
um,
and the
Wait,
ghouls.
before you throw it on them, I'm going to take a final swig and then put the
yeah, yeah,
the
you,
fuels back again because I need some because good Lord, sometimes it's better to be dead.
so you start pulling tubes out of these ghouls and like,
Mm-hmm.
like you see like a flesh golem or something and just kind of like make sure that it's dead, like in the, do it to de gras. You start pulling
Mm-hmm.
tubes out of the ghouls and they're like, thank you. Like kill me. Um, and there is more of this lab to be discovered. It goes further back. Do you turn the lights on, first of all?
No.
Pretty gross.
Yeah, yeah, I'm not
We're gonna burn this
wanting to
place to the
do
ground.
that.
We're gonna
You
flash
could
fry this thing.
you could easily flood it as well.
Yeah. Mhm.
Is there a gas line?
Yes. Yes, there are because the it's gaslight.
Okay, what I propose is sealing this sucker off somehow and making a timed fuse to go off after we leave and blow all this shit to smithereens.
Yeah, you could easily do that. You could like smash a gas lamp,
Mhm.
just leave the gas on, leave something burning on the ground, and eventually, you know, big boom.
Yeah,
Yeah, because it'll take a while for the gas to fill up. So yeah, we don't need a timer or anything like that. We just turn on. We just
that way we don't have to explore and see any horrible shit more than what
exactly,
we've
Mhm.
seen.
exactly.
And
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
It's the
we just put a break in the gas line,
yeah.
throw something that'll burn for a while in there, and when it gets sufficient quantity, boom.
It's
yeah,
it's uh
so
it's the gaslight equivalent of the Delta Green agent putting the propane tank on the stove and turning it
yeah,
on
it
and
was a
leaving the
gas
house.
fire. Yeah, they had a
Um,
gas fire.
okay, so you're you're doing all this, and then the you hear Peter kind of call out to
It's
you like,
okay.
"Is it dead?"
Yeah.
Very.
Very.
Can we leave?
Yes.
In a few.
You give us just 1 minute to get this set up to send the rest of these to Kingdom Come.
Mm-hmm.
We're making
Yeah.
a part of your pact possible. None of his experiments will continue.
Yeah, and then maybe you start to hear some of the clicking of the ghouls, in the background, and Peter kind of clicking back.
Tell them to be prepared for a very big boom. It might shake things a bit.
Yeah,
We don't want them to be scared.
yeah.
But yeah, we're doing some bad damage to the doctor they hate so much. He
Hmm.
won't recover from this.
Hmm. Yeah, so it's not going to be hard to set up like a time fuse. You can just close the airlock again and leave something burning in there.
Mhm.
All right, cool.
And when it fills up with gas, it goes boom. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Okay. All right. Let's get the hell out of these tunnels.
Yes,
Okay.
I want to see the sun. Well, it's night. I won't see the sunlight till morning, but I want to feel the air on my face.
Okay. So with Peter leading the way, it's not going to be too hard for you to get it. I mean, he knows the way. He's led you here. He's just going to lead you out of the tunnels and eventually try and get you to take him back to his house with his baby. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and then how do you want to handle Dr. Cartwright?
Again, we'll do our plan with Dr. Morse. Well, Dr. Marcel's not in much shape. Um, um, Peter, can you? We can take the baby back to your wives now that they know they can. There's not going to be a problem. Can you go to talk to him in Dr. Pierce's place and say do something? Say something like, "Yeah, I'm through with this. Here's your damn fingers back," and storm out, and then we have the police come in.
Um, he's like, what should I tell them why I have the baby? I don't want them to think that I abducted my own baby. It is
Uh,
mine, but
tell them that you got a message saying they wanted you to do something on your project, uh, and but basically they were holding the baby hostage to make you do something, but you knew where they were located, and with some friends came and got him back.
mhm. Um, okay, so if
And
it's
you and
Dr. Pierce,
you can say that you can say that the friends, you can mention us, and the wife will know what's going on and shouldn't object to it.
he says, what if you took the baby and then you returned it
Okay.
to my wife?
Okay.
That would
All
work.
right.
And then so Dr. Pierce, I'm gonna say that you're out of commission for like you have been, you've had a sword shoved into you.
Oh yeah.
You are
Oh
in
yeah.
no shape you're kind of like, you're patched up. You're like, uh, you're not going to be able to have a meeting
Yeah,
with
no.
Exactly.
the doctor. But
Yeah, I'm
you,
I'm going I'm going to recuperate, have a nice glass of scotch. Ladies, gentlemen, it's been a pleasure. I'm just going to take a back seat to the investigation, but keep me informed.
Yeah.
yeah.
Wow.
So
My mom
just to kind
always
of
said
wrap it up.
water, lots of water. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah, water as well. Yes, yes.
So the we kind of drug it out like it wasn't. I didn't think it was going to be such a long thing, but just to kind of wrap it up and say that you come up with this plan to for Peter to go in and then have your meeting, like have this meeting that you've already set up with Dr. Cartwright, and then he's supposed to make a scene, like throw the jar of fingers at him, and argue with him and like, I've had enough. I'm not covering up for your lies anymore. And the I know what you've been doing with the bodies and like like all that. And then storm out like right as the police show up.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. And so no, oh my God. So Peter pulls off he rolled a critical. He rolled a 1.
Jeevers.
He pulled off the perfect like Oscar-winning performance. Storms out of this office, with this doctor just kind of gobsmacked, like looking, and then he's got like finger juice on him, and like a smashed jar of fingers, and
Finger
and
juice.
yeah, like Peter like takes like the architectural plans and he's like, and I'm not covering up for you anymore. And then like walks out of the office and shoves it into a police officer's chest, like, here you go, here's all the evidence, and then like the police storm in and grab this guy. And they're like, you're going away for a long time, Ripper. Um and then that's it. But yeah, so it got drug out a little bit longer than I thought. Everything always takes twice as long as I think it's going to. But yeah, you managed to do it mostly the non-violent route. You parlayed with the ghouls. I would say that, like you would not have won that fight. And
I didn't think they would.
even though they were like skinny and emaciated, there was still a lot of them.
They
But
were hungry.
they were hungry. Yeah. Even with you guys, having shotguns and all that, like I don't think that you would have won that fight. But yeah, that's kind of it. So I hope you guys have fun.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Pretty cool.
Okay, so let's go. What was give us a little the reveal here? What exactly was going on? We got
Okay,
most of it
so
probably, but
the ghouls had been living under the city for hundreds of years. They had come over from Turkey, and they had built this, city. But this was like, long time ago, like during one of the caliphates, and the uh like they had been living sort of peacefully alongside the people of London for a very long time, as long as they were being fed. And it was just like a sort of an alliance of convenience. There was a lot of bodies like during the Black Death, and there's just a lot of death, a lot of bodies going around, and then their population kind of swelled. Like during the Black Death, it was like, well, everybody was dying upstairs, they were thriving downstairs. And then along comes Dr. Cartwright. He was he knew about the ghouls, sort of had this in like through the St. Matthias, the cathedral, and like knew about what they were doing with all the bodies and all that, and like feeding the ghouls, decided to try and like be one of them, and then learn about their culture. But he also wanted like the secret of immortality, or and then he stabbed them in the back, decided that he was going to experiment on them, and then like pull them apart, do all this stuff. And he was into these sort of black, occult rituals and stuff, and was experimenting with making like homunculus or flesh columns, whatever you call them. and was sort of
For
building
a
an army.
particular purpose? What was the purpose?
Um, he's just evil to the bone. Well, he wanted to he when he was sort of poisoning the well, so to speak, like bringing them food, like to
Mm,
like memories, like they because when they consume flesh, they consume the memories. He was bringing them like murderers and just like some of like the worst of the worst, and
Oh.
wanted to like partake in the ritual and eat their their flesh and consume their memories, and he had access to the Ripper, who was part of he is another order called the Hellfire Club. He was a member of the Hellfire Club, and so was the Ripper.
Mm.
So, and the Hellfire Club is still out there. Aleister Crowley is still out there. Like they're still very active at this time
mm.
in London, but you don't know that actually. So yeah,
No.
that's a little bit of
So,
exposition.
so we don't know how. So we don't know how he got a hold of the Ripper's flesh to eat to have the memory, right?
Yeah, yeah. But maybe you do know who the Hellfire Club is. They're like pretty public, like they're
Mm,
Satanists. They're
mm.
public Satanists who
Hmm.
there's all sorts of
Sure.
stories about them doing horrible things just for entertainment.
And of course, they're rich
Um
enough to get away with it.
yeah. And
Mm,
Aleister Crowley is kind of like the
mm.
the big wig, and I forget there's some other like high profile kind of
Well,
Satanists that are part of Hellfire at the time too.
yeah, yeah, but I don't
Lord
think he was a real
Wharton.
big wig in the Hellfire Club so much as the Golden Dawn, that sort of thing like that.
Yeah, Golden Dawn.
Yeah,
Yeah,
um, and I think he was on
but
the outs
like
with Oreo Temple Orientis or whatever. Yeah,
right, yeah. Um, there is another group too. It is I have to find it. The so Cult of Mordigian is the Temple of Set. So
hmm.
Hellfire Club, Temple of Set, Diogenes Club, and what is the other one?
And
Golden
Pius
Dawn.
was, yeah.
Uh,
Well, the the one that he pretty much got kicked out of was Oreo Temple Orientis.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But that was the one that Aleister Crowley was kicked out of. Yeah. Ordo
Yeah.
Templiaris. Yeah. Um,
And the Diogenes Club is one of the good, it's the good guy club, right?
yeah. Yeah. That's like Sherlock Holmes. Yeah.
Yeah, microphones, yeah.
So yeah, I hope you had fun. So
Yeah,
Oh
no,
yeah, it
it
was
was
good.
awesome.
Mhm.
My last question is, was he a ghoul or he didn't underwent any of the occult stuff that he learned? He just experimented on them, was just an evil guy.
he sort of was he had participated in their rituals, and
Mhm.
he had like learned how they prepare bodies
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
to consume like memories and to worship Mordigian, things like that.
Oh, so he never consumed them himself at all. He never eaten human flesh to absorb
No,
the
he did.
memories.
He
Oh, he
consumed
did.
flesh with them, but it was like
Uh-huh.
the stuff that he was bringing them was toxic, like poisonous.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
it was like horrible murderers.
Mhm. So how did the baby get better?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. What about
Oh
Liz?
yeah. Over time, yeah, the baby
Mhm.
stops crying all the time. it was the serum that
Mhm.
he was giving. Yeah, that they were giving the baby that was making it so pissy and sort of accelerating
Oh,
its, its ghoulishness.
Well, hopefully Peter will let Joseph come around. He sort of feels like an uncle.
Mhm. And the the ghouls had some designs, they had some plans of making baby Samantha like one of their go-betweens, like Peter,
Mm.
where they could be on the surface and doing things like in the natural world and being their envoys, like going back and forth.
Mhm.
So they were just going to keep her and sort of raise her, like as a ghoul, and then have, like if something had happened to Peter. And then the flesh golem that was in the what's you call it? The lab,
Yes.
if he had killed Peter, he would have succeeded in his mission, and then he would have just fallen apart and died right there.
huh.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
those were his orders, were
we couldn't
to kill
allow that.
Peter.
Yeah. Mhm.
Well, good. We stopped him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And you saved his baby.
Yeah,
exactly.
we saved
Yes.
the baby.
Yeah.
And hopefully he was truthful with his life so no more misunderstandings happen. Hopefully she was understanding about, wow, he's not particularly human.
Yeah. My husband is part ghoul, and so is my child. I don't know
Right.
how
Yeah.
to process this.
Yeah.
She's like, but at least I'm
Well,
not crazy.
yeah.
Yeah, at
Well,
least not
hopefully
crazy.
the love for the child will win out, even if they are kind of on the outs.
Mhm. But if you guys want to, if
Ouch!
anybody wants
Get
to look at the
off!
PDF, I
Ow!
can
Yeah.
Get off
send you
my
the
arm!
PDF if you're interested in it. I like it.
Yeah.
I think it's a
Okay.
really cool adventure.
Okay. All right.